What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You already know what it is, so I'm not gonna waste no time. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things. I got some ideas to get out, so let's get right into this video. So this video is something that I've been working on for a little bit. The idea's always been on my mind, and I always thought, why this game never had figures, never had a figure line. I mean, you've seen probably small little PVC figures, and again, you know how I am. PVCs are cool if you don't have any other representation of it, but we want articulation. We want to be able to, bend and move things at our will, add and subtract things. We want to be able to kit bash. We want to be able to do what we want to do with these figures, right? We pay the money, we want to be able to do it. Obviously, there's kit bashers, there's customizers out there, and you've seen some examples of them. You probably can't tell by the silhouette. I'm not going to tell you what it is in the title, so if you're looking like, well, I can't tell, now you got to stick around. Trapped, caught him. So, this game has had its own games. It's been in other games. But again, I don't see too much in the way of like figures or even too much merchandise. There's different, like you can get posters and stuff blowing up of anything nowadays. But the game I'm talking about is Punch-Out. Tell me y'all don't want Punch-Out figures. And I'm not trying to keep beating a dead horse like Jada could do this, Jada. Like, I'm not trying to do that now. Would they do great figures? I think they would. With the style of the figures and how they have the retro vibe to them, but they also were redone a little bit with updated versions of the game. You've seen Little Mac in Smash Bros and stuff like that, but why don't we have I think everybody will love a Little Mac figure, right? Like, wouldn't you love to have a Little Mac figure like this in your collection? Like, there's been different renditions of him, and obviously just with the time change, the style of the character changed from the OG version and into, again, the Smash Bros version, and just some other updated. They had the Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. They had the updated game that came out. I mean, at this point, it was probably like 10-15 years ago. Damn. I mean, but still, like, we would love, I'm sure people would love to have a line. You have, Glass Joe and Bald Bully or Bald Bull. What's the other guy's name? King Hippo. King Hippo would be another one. I would really love like a Doc Lewis figure. I don't know why. Like him and him standing behind Little Mac, just or even have like a little Dio piece of Little Mac sitting in the corner and Doc Lewis standing up and trying to hold him, hand him a towel or something like that. I feel like there's so many different directions that you could go with that game. I mean, again, we've seen Little Mac, different renditions, different versions of him. People have different customs of him. I've seen a couple like on Instagram and everything here and there, but just put out a line. Like, again, I feel like, I mean, even the way Storm Arena's figures, or at least her Street Fighter's figures look, they might be able to do something like that too. I don't know if they could capture, again, it's more cartoony from what I think, but I feel like there's a couple places I could do it, but I don't want to keep saying Jada for every figure, but I feel like every figure, at least in my brain, because I'm a 90s kid, I love nostalgia, I love animated things. Like, again, I feel like certain companies are good at what they do. NECA does very realistic looking things. I don't think NECA would be great for that, but Jada, again, to me, has that, they have that appeal of they can rip something out of a cartoon or whatever and they can put it in figure form. So my mind goes to it, and sometimes the bulky nature of the certain characters, the cartoony look of certain characters, again, like a Von Kaiser, he looks like he can be, I don't know, almost like a Scooby-Doo villain, and they're doing Scooby-Doo, so it just kind of like shows what they could do with that. I mean, there are so many different characters in that game, and I mean, I would love to have even like an event exclusive, like a Mike Tyson and his Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, like a little diorama, like with him standing in the ring and a little dial piece like this. That would be awesome. I mean, there's so many different characters I think that come to. I'm trying to think. I don't know why I get like the flashback of Muhammad being in the game. I don't think Muhammad was in that game unless he was in like a remake or something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to think now. I'd have to look that up because I feel like I'm getting kind of like that core memory unlocked of Muhammad being in the game, but I don't think he was. I'll look that up. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably getting him confused with somebody else. I mean, who else was in that game? Sandman. Oh, I hated fighting Sandman. He was one of the more annoying. Now, when I think about it, I was, again, really young, and that game came out obviously before I was even born. But even when I used to play NES, I used to go to my cousin's house, and he used to try to show me how to play the game and try to teach me like while I was playing, but I would always lose. I was probably like 5 or 6 or something like that playing that game, and I always would lose to. I could beat Glass Joe. I want to say I struggled a little bit on Don Flamenco. This guy was an asshole. Like, he could not stand Don Flamenco. Sandman, I feel like I always get beat up by Sandman. And I remember once my cousin actually beat majority of the game for me. And I think he had Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I think he beat majority of the game, and then I think he put me on the last level with Mike Tyson, and I had no shot. I had no shot. I was legitimately crying. Like, yo, I can't. Like, why would you beat the whole rest of the game for me, and then say like, yo, there you go beat Mike. Like, I was like 5, 6. There was no way I was beating the dude. Like, I wasn't that good at video games, at least not like that. I used to love games like Shaq Fu. When Shaq Fu came out, I loved Shaq Fu. That was a great game too. I love that game. It wasn't enough to make a figure line off of that. And there's some Shaq figures you can get and stuff, but just thinking back, I always want like boxers, and I always want like, I'm gonna do a whole other video on like a boxer line, because I think that'd be awesome too. And I feel like somebody like a Mattel with their WWE Elites has a really good grasp as far as like the layout, the sample figure, and then maybe a different head sculpt. Maybe you get the base figure, maybe a beat up face, like a towel if they come in like a robe or something, like well, there's a short robe or a long robe, maybe something like that. And then just some generic accessories, like maybe you get like a whistle, a bottle, water bottle, something like that. I always thought something like that would be pretty cool, so you'll catch that, something like that, in future videos. But I really think Punch Out would be a great line. I mean, I think there was King Hippo was in the game, I want to say. I just always see Glass Joe. Glass Joe was like, he was like the warm up. It's like, okay, if you can't beat Glass Joe, then this isn't the game for you. And then I want to say there was like Grand Tiger in it. There were so many just different characters in that game, and I would love. And I've actually seen this figure. Maybe it was a custom also, but a Ref Mario would be pretty cool to have in your collection too. I feel like I've seen pictures of that figure, so I'm not too like beast about that, but I think it would be cool to have him in a little different light, have the ref uniform with the tie and the hat and stuff. That would be cool. But just a quick video I wanted to put out to you guys. I wanted to let you guys, what are your thoughts? Like, do you think that a game like that deserves a figure line? Because I feel like a lot of people, again, would love a Little Mac figure. I think that would be pretty cool. Man, I swear, my ring light hates me with a passion, because it always just falls while I'm in a groove. Like, anyway, again, I think people will love like just the whole line, and then I feel like the cartooniness of, but the names are cool too, like Grand Tiger, and maybe throw in a little tiger with him. Maybe he's, I don't know, don't say a 2-pack, but maybe his accessory is just him and a tiger behind him, or Soda Popinski, like, which is a name that, to be honest, as a kid, I didn't even connect those dots. I didn't even connect those dots, but Soda Popinski, like, okay, I didn't think that. Piston Honda, another one, like, Mega Piston Honda figure, that'd be cool too. Like, I feel like people really enjoy that line. And I mean, there's Punch Out, there's the remakes, there's a pretty good number of characters. Macho Man's another one, that I think will be pretty cool for people to have. Macho Man looks like a wrestler, to be honest, but I don't think you'd really take their gloves off. But I don't know, I just think, again, I see Jada Street Fighter and all that other stuff, and Scooby-Doo and all that stuff. I feel like they could take it and run with it, but you don't gotta be Jada. I've always seen, like, I always wanted a Little Mac figure, and you Google stuff and you see small little things here and there, you see customs, you see whatever else online, other merchandise you see. I've seen like small PVCs and stuff like that, but nothing like legit, nothing that like really speaks to me as a collector. So it's like I would love, and of course you got me Little Mac, small one, everybody else like a giant. Point of the whole game, but I would love a Punch Out line. Again, you can do the original, you can do get some remake guys in there, and again, I would love a Mike Tyson Dio little box set thing. Maybe that's like the event exclusive of some place. You know, you have Mike Tyson standing in the ring and the ring around him, maybe a little Mario, Ref Mario, or somebody comes in it. I don't know, man. I just think that's a line. I feel like that's a game that needs figures. You know, I feel like a lot of people would really love that line, and I can't think of too many companies that could be able to do it and do it well. But just my thought. Had to get it out. That's pretty much the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what games you think, because I've been thinking about like NES games and N64, and that wasn't the biggest part of my childhood because we couldn't, you know, afford all that stuff to begin with. We had PlayStation, I think, and that was pretty much it. But let me know some games that you guys would want down below. Just let me know, because you guys, some of you guys obviously are older than me. You guys have been playing games before me. You guys would know other things that you would want to see. And I want to know, because I want to be able to see them, and I want to be able to visualize, like, that would be a dope line. I always try to think of other lines that has maybe a good 8 to 10 characters so they can kind of go with it, instead of it just being like one or two main people. Because I started to think, like, you know what I would really love, and I feel like this is happening anyway, but if not, I'd love like Duck Hunt. I'd love just to get the dog and the duck. Like, I think that would be cool just to have as two little standalone figures, and I feel like somebody is doing it, and I have to look that up. I feel like I saw renders, or I saw them at a convention or something. Was it Jada again? I don't know. I have to look. To be continued with that. But I love Duck Hunt too. Anyway, thanks for listening to my ramble. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll catch y'all on another one. On the next one. Peace.